the Utah Jazz, right? They didn't even know that Luka was being traded. Can you explain how is that possible for them to be involved in the trade and then not know somebody being traded? At that point, do you just wake up and be like, man, who the Lakers and the Dallas, who can we call to get some picks? Call Utah. Boom, call Utah. You want some draft picks?
Yeah.
You got to take it.
Take Hush Feeder. Listen, here's what I will say about that, BD. Rob Pelinka.
It's crazy.
It is a little on the lines of morally fucked up what he did, but I understand why he did it. Yeah, but it's a little along the lines of, you know how someone do something and you like, well, they didn't break a law, so they can't go to jail. But morally, that's fucked up. And I think Rob Pelinka is right there teetering that line of you didn't quite do anything wrong, but morally, I don't think Danny Ainge is going to ever work with him again. Because,
no, for sure.
Like, who knows if Danny would have did the deal or not, but you didn't give me the choice. And I think that's going to put a strain on their working relationship. Because how many times, you tell me this, BD, how many times have you seen the wool get pulled over Danny Ainge's head? Danny Ainge do the wool pulling.
Very seldom. Very seldom in his tenure.
Rob Pelinka and Nico Harrison pulled the wool over his head. So
and then it's the Lakers too.
Yeah.
So you know, Danny Ainge and the Lakers don't get along.
Danny Ainge ain't trying to help no Lakers. He's a Boston Celtic. He's a Boston Celtic. He's not trying to help those guys.
Deep down inside at all.
Oh man. So for those people out there, I'm not a general manager, but how I would imagine that happen is if you call and you're just like, yo, we're trying to get off Hushafino, young guy, we'll give up 2 second-round picks. And Danny Ainge is going to take them because he's taking all those draft picks right now, then it don't matter.
Wait, time out. Are you saying, hold on, I think I know what you said. Did Rob Pelinka call Danny Ainge and make the trade and didn't tell him nothing about this?
1,000%. 1,000%.
Oh, that is,
Hey, but
hey, dude.
But here's the thing, though, BD. Here's how he can get away with it, though. I'm gonna tell you how he can get away with it. Because in that deal, the only thing that went to Utah was Hushfino and 2 second-round picks from the Lakers.
And some picks,
from the Lakers. Like, it wasn't like it was Dallas pick or, you know, Dallas
didn't have to give up nothing.
No, the picks came from the Lakers, so you didn't have to let him know that there was a third team involved because everything that Utah received came from the Lakers. But man, that's a little.
Oh man, he got fleeced. Hey, dog. That is borderline. That is wee.
Like I said, BD.
See, that's when you gotta come knock on Danny Ainge may have to see Rob, be like, hey, bro, I gotta come knock on your door, homie.
You
can't you owe me one. That's one of them, you owe me one.
Like, you owe me one for sure. This is Luka Doncic, man. This ain't like they made a trade
can you imagine?
They ain't make a trade work for, like, you know, they had traded for Rui last year. It ain't like they made the trade work for Rui. This is Luka Doncic, man. Like,
hey, dude, they went over there and fleeced.
And you say
fleeced
nothing?
Danny Ainge.
Wow.
He fleeced Danny Ainge.
For sure.
Whoa.
You don't see that happen to Danny often. You don't see that happen to Sam Presti often, right? Like, wow. A job
Imagine
well done.
waking up. Yeah, it was incredible. Good job, Rob Pelinka. He got that off.
Absolutely.
Hey, he really got that off. Hey, Danny Ainge, I got these 2 picks and Hood Shavino. Hey, what you thinking? Oh man, what? Man, let me give you those.
Yeah.
He's like, thank you.
Thank you. Got
He
2 more
like,
picks.
woo! Let me call. Let me call Nico. Nico is done.
Hey.
Nico is done. It's done. I got Utah involved. They gonna take. Oh man.
Hey, 30 minutes
Rob
later,
Pelinka.
it come across Danny Ainge ticker. Luka Doncic traded to the Los Angeles.
Hey, you know
Lakers.
Danny Ainge is hot.
What?
You know, he is. Look at. He even said it. He basically said he was in no. He had no idea that he was helping the Lakers.
That's crazy.
Get Luka Doncic.
Hey.
He had no idea.
And then he
no
said,
time to prepare.
by the time he found out, it was too late. That is crazy. Crazy.
Bro, you can never do another deal with the Utah Jazz if you're the Lakers unless you go give them something. You gotta go get that man something back later in a couple of years and be like, hey man, no hard feelings.
You have to. Absolutely. It's crazy.
The Warriors began a 6-game road trip on Wednesday. I want to do something a little different. I want to talk storylines for each team instead of, usually how we talk matchups.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's start with Utah first. The Utah Jazz. This team is looking to keep drafting picks, right? They want the number 1 pick. Cooper Flagg, everybody is saying, how important is it for a franchise to get the number 1 pick coming in this draft? And what does that do for Utah with what they're doing?
It's very important for Utah to get the number 1 pick in this draft. Not to be racist, but Utah is very white. It's like a very white place. And
yep.
So Cooper Flagg, like, I'm sure they're looking at as like their next great hope, and that he'd fit in there. He's from Maine, and so I think that's kind of a match made in heaven, and I'm sure they're doing all that they can to try to get it, to make that match happen. I think for us, they have some good NBA players on that team, and for us, we just got to make sure that we stay locked in. But and going, because you can easily go lose that game. We don't have any space to do that. But this is Danny Ainge. Like, Danny Ainge rebuilt the Boston Celtics that we know, as we know today, off of this same exact strategy. And he's proven that he can do it. I think he'll do it again, but it's very important for them to get the number 1 draft because they can't pay anybody to come to Utah.
Right.
So you got to get the number 1 pick because they can't pay a number 1 pick talent to come to Utah.
No.
Can't pay them enough.
They not getting one of them superstars to land in
0% chance.
They could get Jimmy Butler, though. He could wind up in Utah as the last resort. Yeah. He don't want to go there, bro.
He going to send Bernie and Pat Office like Jimmy not signing an extension with Utah.
He gonna really have that emo hair, them emo bangs in Utah.